Hi and welcome everyone to another video on my channel. My name is Denis and today I'm gonna show you how my team performed in Gaming 36 and also I'm going to show you my transfer plans ahead of Gaming 37. But now let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see from the screen, this is how my team did in Gaming 36. Now overall a really bad gaming for me. I'm going to be honest here. I dropped from 1.6k to 2.1k, so not great. Not feeling amazing at the moment. These were my transfer, as you can see from the screen: Savinho and Marmoush to De Bruyne and Wissa, and I took a -4 this game week. Maybe it was a mistake now if I look back a little bit, but it is what it is. The thing is, we got the leaks that Marmoush was on the bench. Maybe I wasn't so good prepared to what to do in case Marmoush was going to be on the bench, because I was pretty optimistic that Marmoush would start this gaming. So Kevin De Bruyne started, Haaland started, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to have Kevin De Bruyne some kind of a differential against Southampton away. Now that looked like a really good plan at that moment, and obviously I sold some players who are not going to be great in the next few gamings, I think, Savinho and Marmoush. So I resolved two problems at least. Now maybe the -4 was a mistake, but yeah, I'm happy overall that I took the risk. It's the last game mix of the season, so why just don't can we have some fun? And obviously the outcome was really bad. As you can see, Kevin De Bruyne got just 3 points in that game week. Now Manchester City were overall in general really bad against Southampton away. Now if you ask anybody before the game, Manchester City Southampton, that City were not going to score any goal, everybody would be laughing at you. So yeah, I think that maybe the outcome is maybe worse than the decision for me to bring in Kevin De Bruyne for a -4. But yeah, as I said before, nothing to do about it. Now overall I scored 59 points, so in general the amount of points would be okay for me to have at least a gray arrow or a small red arrow. But as you can see, my defense was amazing, so the points I did expect maybe the least showed up. As you can see, Martinez with another clean sheet, some bonus points with 8 points in total. Livramento with a clean sheet against Chelsea. He was really the biggest differential in my team alongside Martinez. Guardiola 6 points and Munoz with 11 points. Now again, Sar scored just 6 points. So a lot of players who are threats to my rank scored a lot of points. So that's also a reason why I dropped so bad at the moment, because Wood scored, Bowen scored, players I don't have. Eberechi Eze smashed it with a 16-pointer or something like that. So yeah, pretty much again, the Crystal Palace game was gaming 35 all over again, where my players Munoz, Sar, Mateta, not they didn't blank at least in gaming 36, but Eze, the only player I don't have from Crystal Palace, smashed it again. So yeah, maybe a little bit unlucky there. Congrats to everyone who had Eze. Probably you're flying at the moment. Mateta again with 1 point. He didn't make 60 minutes. He was 10 or 20 seconds to make at least 60 minutes and get 2 points. Also my transfers, Wissa blanked against Ipswich, he got also a yellow card. So yeah, overall the forwards were really bad this game week. Mbeumo, he was my captain, at least he got me something with 12 points, and Mohamed Salah, he's not a differential, so it doesn't really matter what he done for me. And obviously because I sold Savinho to De Bruyne, that meant that I bench Rogers, who obviously when you bench Rogers is going to score, so he got 6 points. Overall really happy with my benching decisions, because I benched Raya, Kivior, Konate to play Martinez, Livramento and Munoz. So yeah, really happy with my decision. Now obviously we have just 2 game weeks to go, so let's see how my team is looking for game week 37. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how my team is looking like at the moment for game week 37. Now what I want to say first is that my target is to try to get inside the top 1k. Now obviously that's going to be a lot harder now, because I was on a big red arrow in gaming 36, but that's still my target. It's not impossible, but yeah, it's not also very likely, but yeah, I'm going to try to do that. As you can see, in defense at the moment I'm playing Martinez. Yeah, maybe I can switch there. Raya against Newcastle at home versus Martinez against Tottenham at home. But Martinez was amazing for me in the last two game weeks, to be honest with you. So I might just play him also because I have another Arsenal defender if I want to play him. Kivior against Newcastle away. Now Arsenal are out of the UEFA Champions League. They are still fighting to I mean, they are going to get those Champions League spots, but it's not mathematically secured yet. Guardiol, I'm going to play him. Now with Manchester City and Crystal Palace, maybe we need to have a discussion. They are going to play in the FA Cup final, and that's after the Gaming 37 deadline, so we're not going to know what's going to happen. Some players could get injured, so there's going to be some risks there. With Crystal Palace player in particular, I think that if you have some free transfers, you should just sell them because there is a chance not all of them are going to play in Gaming 37, and also they play against Liverpool in Gaming 38 away, and that's also not a great fixture. Now, obviously, it really depends if Crystal Palace are going to win the FA Cup. Probably then they are not going to play a full strength 11 in Gaming 37 against Wolverhampton. Now, obviously, the chances for Palace to win against City are not that high, but it's possible. The same goes for Manchester City. They still haven't secured those Champions League spots, so I think that Manchester City are going to keep playing their best players. Now, obviously, now I transferred in De Bruyne for -4, so now I just need to pray that he's going to start. It's his last game at Etihad for Manchester City, so I'm just hoping that he's going to start, and maybe I'm just going to keep him also for Gaming 38. Now, he didn't look great in Gaming 37, but to be honest with you, all the Manchester City players look pretty bad. De Bruyne had some chances, so I think that he's fine at the moment. Munoz, again, he's a risk. Probably at the moment, in this moment in time, I'm playing Munoz. Now, obviously, on my bench, I have Konate against Brighton away, but I just feel that this is a game maybe where Konate is going to be rotated and Kwanzaa is going to start alongside Virgil van Dijk, and maybe Konate is going to start in the last game of the season, but we don't know that. In that case, obviously, I would prefer to start maybe Konate instead of Kivior or instead of Munoz. Let's see. Livramento against Arsenal away, that's a player I don't really want to start. Now, obviously, Livramento was really good against Chelsea. Newcastle are fighting for everything at the moment, so yeah, if I had to play him, I will. In midfield, Mbeumo, De Bruyne, Roger, Salah. Really happy with my midfield, to be honest with you, at the moment. Now, as you can see, my captain at the moment is Mohamed Salah. I think that the captaincy is going to be really splitted in this game week. A lot of good options. Mbeumo, even Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Watkins could be a good option. So there are some options. But if not everybody is looking like captaining Mohamed Salah, that just makes me want to do that. And also yeah, I know that he was really bad in the last game mix. I said that a lot in the last game mix also. But at some point, I think that he's still going to. I don't know. I just feel it that he's going to score some good points in the last two game mix of the season. But obviously, that's not a guaranteed. Now he's still on penalties. He didn't play great against Arsenal, but Arsenal are not Brighton and Crystal Palace. We know that. So yeah, really happy with Salah. Rogers against Spurs at home, I really like him for that fixture. Kevin De Bruyne, as I said before, now hopefully he's going to start this game. I'm going to play him and hope for the best. Mbeumo could be a great captaincy option against Fulham at home, but I captain Mbeumo for the last two game weeks. Maybe it's time for me to switch it a little bit. And in attack, I have some problems, if you can call them problems. Wisa, obviously, I'm going to keep him, very happy with him. Isak with a not so great fixture against Arsenal away, so uh, again, I think that it's fine to hold Isak. It's not a problem at this point in the season. If you want to go safe, if you want to protect rank, he's owned by a lot of people still, and in gaming 38 he's going to play against Everton at home. But for this game in particular, I'm not really so excited about Isak. Also, Mateta, I think that he's the biggest risk from Crystal Palace. Even if they win or not the FA Cup final, he's not getting 60 minutes at the moment right now. So we don't know what's going to happen after the final. We don't know if they are going to play extra time, 120 minutes. So yeah, the fixture is decent for Crystal Palace. If there wasn't any FA Cup final involved, maybe I would just try to keep him. But I think that there is the possibility for me to try to gain some rank, to try to go a little bit different. As you can see at the moment on my bench, I have Sar. So Sar probably is more likely to play against Wolverhampton than Mateta, but still, yeah, if I can avoid playing any Crystal Palace players, I will try to do that. As you can see from the screen, the possible transfers, obviously, I have just 0.2 millions in the bank because I bought Kevin De Bruyne last gaming, so I can't make a move for a midfielder. That's why you don't see that there. I can't sell Sar to Bowen, that would be a possibility. I can sell Sar to someone like Elanga or Shade if I want, but I don't really want to do that. I can sell a defender if I want, but again, not really so exciting for me. Also trying to be a little bit different. So in the forward spots, I think that those are the opportunities for me to go a little bit different because there are some good options at the moment. And as you can see from the screen, it's not a joke. My first option at the moment, maybe my preferred choice at the moment, is doing Mateta to Vardy, and I'm going to explain to you that in a minute. Uh, Now, I know it's not so exciting. Maybe, yeah, it's just the last game at home for Vardy for Leicester. He just needs one goal to get 150 in the Premier League and 200 in his Leicester career. So yeah, maybe a little bit of nostalgia there. And also, he's going to be a great differential. He's on penalties. He has a good fixture against Ipswich at home. I don't know. I just feel that this is maybe the right time to do that. Now, obviously, why also I am thinking about this. Maybe you're asking, why am I not buying someone like Wood, someone like Cunha, someone like Watkins? Those are all good options. But if I'm going to go along with this option, Mateta to Vardy, that's going to free up enough money for me to have the option open to buy Bukayo Saka and maybe someone like Evan Nilsson in Gaming 38. So that's why I would do this option. If not, maybe if I decide that I don't really want to have Saka for the last game of the season, let's see what's going to happen in Gaming 37, obviously, because if they are going to win against Newcastle, Arsenal could secure that UEFA Champions League spot, so maybe they are going to rotate in Gaming 38, and in that case, I don't really want to have Bukayo Saka. But yeah, if something like that happens, uh, I could do just Isak to Watkins and just forget about Saka. I could captain also Watkins against Spurs at home. I think that he's going to be kind of a differential Watkins. He's playing at the moment, Rashford is injured, he can't play against United, so Watkins playing against Manchester United and Tottenham in the last two gamings of the season is looking great at the moment. He got also 90 minutes in the last gaming, so he's definitely a possibility. Isak to Watkins. And again, I can sell Mateta to Wood, to Cunha, to Evan Nilsson if I want. That's also an option to have him ready for Gaming 38 against Leicester. But Evan Nilsson is playing against City in Gaming 37, so that's why I don't really like that move. But let's see how my transfer plans are looking on the paper. Okay, so now let me just show you shortly how my team is going to look like for Gaming 37 and 38. Now let's just go with my first strategy. Now it's still early in the week, maybe that's why I'm so optimistic about buying Vardy, but let's just pretend that I'm going to do that. So Mateta to Vardy for free, that would be in Gaming 37. Now if we make these transfers, probably also I'm going to play Rogers instead of Sar, and this is how my team would look like for Gaming 37. If we move to Gaming 38 with 2.4 millions in the bank, here you're going to see why I want to do this transfer of buying Vardy, because that's the only way for me to get Bukayo Saka, pretty much. I mean, not the only way. I could just sell Isak in Gaming 37 and just do that. But now if I'm going to do that transfer, Mateta to Vardy, if I want to buy Saka, I will need to sell Isak to Evan Nilsson, who's going to play against Leicester at home, so that's a great fixture, and also to take a -4, but to replace Sar, who has a bad fixture in my opinion against Liverpool away, with Bukayo Saka. And if we make the transfers, this is how my team would look like for Gaming 38. So Raya and Kivior against Southampton, Konate or maybe Livramento in Gaming against Everton at home if I think that Konate is not going to start. Gvardiol, Mohamed Salah, Bukayo Saka probably is going to be my captain if I want to go a little bit different. De Bruyne, Mbeumo, Rogers, Van Nilsson, and Wissa. So I would have Salah, Saka, De Bruyne. I really like that midfield. Also with Rogers and Mbeumo. So this is the first option. Now, if we go back, what I can do is to just not take the -4 basically. Now that would mean I can sell Isak to someone like Watkins if I don't want to buy Bukayo Saka. That would pretty much rule out buying Bukayo Saka just for another hit in game week 38. What I can do also is to sell Mateta this game week to Evan Nilsson because I really want to sell one of my Crystal Palace players because I don't want to have a lot of risks in my team, and this is how my team would look like for Gaming 37. Now that's not great, Evan Nilsson against Manchester City away. It's not horrible. I think that he's still a great option, and also that would leave me with 1.9 millions in the bank, and I can just sell Kevin De Bruyne to Bukayo Saka. But that's the thing. Now that I bought Kevin De Bruyne for a hit, that just makes me just keep him for the last two game weeks of the season. Surely I'm not saying that it's a guarantee that he's going to start both games in 37, 38, but I just think that's a great chance of that happening because Kevin De Bruyne also was pretty much the best player from Manchester City against Southampton. So yeah, these are my strategies at the moment. Let's see what info we're going to get this game week. And yeah, thanks a lot if you're watching still to this time. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed my video, please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.